In 2022, City Council and City staff engaged extensively with the community to determine whether we wanted to move forward with a contracted hauling program, and if so, what we would want to include in such a program. In late 2022, we conducted a competitive purchasing process that aligned with that community input. One of the elements we hear consistently from community members is interest in more recycling and more composting. And that was one of the drivers behind creating the contracted hauling program. The contracted hauling program is the most cost-effective way to bring additional recycling and composting services to Fort Collins residents. While most people might assume that the contracted hauling program is designed only to increase recycling and composting, it brings real quality of life benefits to Fort Collins residents as well, including having fewer trash trucks in neighborhoods, which increases neighborhood safety, decreases the emissions, and increases our air quality. And it brings more cost-effective service for all residents of Fort Collins. Another one of the ways the contracted hauling program is different than the current system in Fort Collins is that any price increases are predictable, would only happen one time per year, and are based on specific criteria in the contract. One of the other elements of the contracted hauling program is that it's adaptable over time. The current contract will be in place for 5 years, but as we get toward the end of those 5 years, the city will conduct extensive public engagement again, and we'll be able to hear what's working from our current system and what isn't, and what's changed in the world that we need to adapt into our next round. So in 5 years, the city will conduct another competitive purchasing process based on that community engagement, and we'll continue to adapt the program as our community and other factors change over time.
The City of Fort Collins Trash and Recycling Collection Program is for households within city limits that use cart service. That means if your household uses on-site or shared dumpsters for trash and recycling service, your household is not included. For households that are included, let's dive into the details of what the city's program means for you. With our collection program, the less you throw away, the less you pay. Your bill is based on the size of your household's trash cart. So, if your household doesn't produce much trash, you can choose to have a smaller cart size, which reduces your monthly cost. Regardless of the size you select, weekly recycling and seasonal weekly yard trimming pickup is included in your monthly rates. Your service will also include the collection of 2 eligible bulky items per year. Both the recycling and yard trimmings carts will come with printed guidelines of what can be put in each one. Separated disposal of recycling, yard trimmings, and bulky items through the contracted program will help divert trash from the landfill and will increase recycling and composting throughout Fort Collins, helping us to advance our zero waste goals. Because of this program, Fort Collins residents will see the community-wide benefit of having fewer trash trucks on the road each week, a decrease in greenhouse gas emissions, and it will keep our air cleaner. Fewer trash trucks also helps to keep streets safer and quieter, and limits wear and tear on our streets. We know how important customer service is. As a resident and a participant in this program, you can call a program-specific customer service line with any questions about service. The first day of service for this program is September 30th, 2024. Here's what households can do to prepare in the meantime. Make sure your cart ordering form is submitted with the city's contracted hauler, Republic Services, on Republic's website and reflects the right service for your household. Republic will schedule a delivery date to drop off your new trash carts. The gray cart will be trash, blue will be recycling, and green will be yard trimmings. Your current hauler will let you know when they'll pick up your old carts. Don't worry, the old carts are not being thrown away. They will be used in other communities, or their material will be broken down and recycled into newly manufactured carts. If you really love your current hauler and do not want to join the contracted program, that's okay. You can choose to opt out of the program by notifying Republic and paying a small monthly fee. Then you can continue to use the licensed hauler of your choice. Of course, there are so many more details to this program. Keep an eye on the city's website for general information about the program and to learn about why we are making this change.